G'day YouTube, welcome back to my channel. Some more videos on some seedlings and how to deal with some smaller trees and growing trees, especially if you're a beginner, and how to put together trees that might not be of interest but on their own, but maybe if you put them together they might be bit more interesting. Today I've got a whole bunch of Japanese maple seedlings. Oh no, they're more than seedlings. They're probably 3 to 5 years old. So they're a bit more, been grown along a bit more. Had a bit of dieback on some of them, and some of them are a bit of been trimming them back. These have pretty much been sped grown upwards and then just trimmed back. So, but let's see if we can find anything interesting and see how we can combine some of these trees to make something a bit more interesting and grow them on for the future. So that's the plan. I've got like a whole bunch here, I've got a few more around the place, but let's have a look at some of these and why we want to look at these. So let me clear out all the debris from leaves from autumn. But see, they're quite uninteresting. They've got a bit of twigs here and there. Nothing really special, a bit straight, a bit uninteresting. Not much to do there. There's not much there going on there. This one, probably a slight curve, but nothing really key. Too cool. I just want to, so some of the dieback, I'll just get rid of these because that's when I've chopped it back. Just have a bit of dieback. This is a bit more interesting. It's a bit smaller, same size trunk as the others, but that bit's dead. But really not much to look at there as well. Some other ones like this one is a bit skinnier. Can we do something with it? Can we combine it? Can we do something with it? Maybe. This guy's a little small as well, so something cool. This guy's has a bit more girth, but it's very straight. Nothing really interesting as well. So you see what I'm trying to get at. Some of the trees aren't that cool on their own, but maybe put together they could be cool. Oh, this is a nice little tree. So maybe I can show you that. That's got a nice. I'll probably repop that into certain zone, but it's got a nice big twisting, interesting one that goes this way. So this could be a tree that we can keep on its own. So we'll hold on to that one. But some of these guys, like thinking what we can do. So I like to try and maybe put them together as a group or a clump now, and try and get them to fuse together. Maybe that's an option. I think that might be a good way to do it. But now I'm trying to think. Okay, if I'm going to use some of these boring ones, so maybe these 4, I need one more, maybe a 5th one, or maybe let's try and work through, so maybe the skinnier one, so different sizes. I'm a bit worried, this one's fat and a bit short, so I might take him out. I don't want to use him, I might use him instead. So a bit similar, 1, 2, 3 are a bit similar. That's a bit smaller, that's good, and this one's a bit smaller, so maybe we can do that. Maybe use these 5. Maybe we could go for a 5 group in this one, and let's see how we put them together. So that's probably the thinking. So let's process that. Let's try and work through these 5 things. I'm just going to get them out of the pot and clean the roots, and I'm just making sure you guys can see. Yeah, pretty cool. You can see those 5, and that what do we do with them? Okay, so all I'm going to do is take them out, give them very light root prune if anything. And then get them prepared to try and put them together into some sort of group. I might even put these in a bonsai pot, a slightly over large one, just to leave them in that pot and then grow together in that pot. And I want to really set them in place. So that's the plan with these 5. Let's try and do something with these 5, and we'll play around with the other ones later. Okay? Alright, so taking them out of the pots, cleaned all the soil off, and I have actually given them a nice wash in some just water, obviously. And I've come up with 4 different kind of trees, lots of roots, but I might have to obviously give them a bit of a trim back. Some are a bit long, so let me just get rid of that. Some are a bit long, I'm just going to give them a trim. I should have done that before, sorry. Just because it would be way too much. Now we've got to think of a way to try and combine all these trees. They've got some nice movement, so you can see some interesting movement. Actually, these are a bit long in terms of their big roots, but let's might be able to intertwine them and bend them into shape somewhere. And these are some of the bigger ones. They look pretty good. Good roots. Interesting. They've got nice movement at the bases. So we're just going to be creative now. And there's no real science to this. It's just trying to think of a way to put these together. And I want to try and get them nice and close. So that kind of fits beautifully in there. If you see that, look at that. That fits. Didn't even mean that, but that fits so well in there. Worked out really well. So it fits in nicely in that gap. And they looked good together, I guess. It's a nice shape going there. Sometimes I like to tie them off and just to hold them in place. Just got to get some really fine stuff just to give them a nice little time up. I should have been prepared, but we can sort through this. I just use very small 1mm wire to tie these little ones up. So don't worry about tying them all up together. If you've got a nice position, you find a nice spot for these, you just tie them together, because this fine wire doesn't do anything to the trees. Even if it grows in and cuts in, it doesn't do anything. We'll just go outgrow it and get rid of it. So that's those two nicely tied in together. So that looked pretty good. I wouldn't mind trying to get this big one in the back, but that's a bit too heavy, I think. Can we somehow get that in? No, it doesn't look that good there. What do you reckon? Just to see this bit, I think. Let's try this one instead. I'll adjust it later when it's in the pot. So let's just try and play around. I think that's a bit better there. This looks better there. Alright. Now let's play around with this one. I think this one has to probably sit behind here, see behind there, and just off to the back, just to give this side a bit more depth, but just it's towards the back. That can just sit in there, and now I've got to get this guy to somehow sit at the back, so really nice and tight. I think it needs to sit in there somewhere, just kind of position, thinking how it can do that. Look, it's sitting I can see something really good in here if we can just, okay, maybe something like that. I think I'm going to have to settle something like that. Slightly more bit of a gap, but I'll have to tweak the trunks when they're in the pot. But I think maybe he's in the front and this one's in the back, something like that. And get him right in there, even though they're crossing a little bit, it isn't too bad. I'll work out exactly how to put them in place, and I will come back and show you the result. But you can see how difficult it can be to put all these trunks together without, I wasn't planning anything, I just thought I'd give this a go. So maybe you want to fast forward to the end and see the result. Okay, so I'm just going to put those together, something like that, and I will just tie them all nice and tight, and then I'll come back and show you. Alright, so I did finalise what I was doing. So it's all wired in. It's pretty firm except for this one, a little bit rocks around, but I've tied those two pretty much together and flowing a certain way. And that one's over there a little bit towards the back. I might just have to manoeuvre him a little bit this way. But you can see if this canopy fills out, there's a bit of a growth there and a bit of a growth here. So it kind of looks like a nice group. So I'm going to go straight into a bonsai pot, only because I want to develop it slowly in this pot. So let's see how we go. I'm going to spread the roots a little bit. Now it's in my nice open mix, so I'm going to try and get it in as low as I can. That's probably the hardest bit. So I'm going to then clean up all the roots that are exposed. I will also then get moss and cover the top just to keep the roots nice and moist inside there. I might have to tie that in there to make it nice and firm. Sometimes there's some big roots you can just pull down. That's the intention I'm trying to do now. I have no intention of trying to develop these trunks any bigger. It's now just trying to grow a lot of the side branching, so that's why it can go into a bonsai pot. I'm not trying to grow things, like huge. I'm not trying to grow big trunks anymore on these trees. It's just a matter of, getting the branch formation and the tree to fill out. So I'm trying to concentrate a lot while I'm doing this. It's looking good, nice and solid, I think. Now the tweaking to happen. So this one's more, so if I put a side on, you can see this is a little bit forward. I might want to put him a little forward as well. Turn them a little bit. So these are the slight adjustments you can do later on. So I don't have any moss at the moment. I got to collect some, but that's the basic setting. So you can see it's made a nice wide nabari. Eventually, when that all fuses together, and it should fill out nicely in a canopy. We'll work on these branches and so on. But let's just get some soil in there. Get my chopsticks out in a minute. Where are you, Mr. Chopstick? I had you before. So I just use the chopstick to work the soil into the root areas. Sometimes you find little loose roots popping up, so get rid of them. It's got lots of roots in the way, so. So I'd love to get moss and put around this area here because it's a bit too exposed. But we can do that. I'll get that soon, and then maybe another couple of weeks, and then I'll put it all over these trees just to keep them, all the roots nice and moist. Alright, so this gives you a rough idea of what we're doing. It's got moved again. Let me get it back in place. So there you go. Look at the Nabari created by creating multiple trunks. These trees on their own would have been very dull and boring, so by doing this we created a bit more interest. You can probably see all the trunks at different angles there as well. This one will probably have to be come back a little bit in, it's a bit too far out, but you get the idea. So nice, quick, doesn't take you that long to create it really. Be creative, think of something out of the box and try and create something like this. This is just going to get watered in now and left alone. I'll make another video on some of the other trees that I work on. This one went for long enough without having to do some more, but yeah, use seedlings, if they're uninteresting on their own, create something that's multiple trunked, and you can do that quite easily and get that sorted. So hope you guys found that interesting. Sorry it took me a while to get the right shape, but you can see I didn't pre-plan it or anything like that. It was just on the fly, but this is what you can do. Alright guys, I'll see you soon.